In the sacred village of Aduni, where tradition reigns above all, a young girl named Aduni dares to defy the ancient taboo. Deep within the Shrine of Echoes rests the forbidden drum, a relic whispered to contain the spirit of a vengeful deity. Aduni, spirited and skeptical of old beliefs, plays the drum one moonless night out of curiosity. What she unleashes is more than just a sound. It is a prophecy long buried, a deity's rage, and a forgotten curse tied to her bloodline. As her village begins to unravel, crops fail, rivers dry, children fall ill, Aduni must face the haunted truth of her heritage. Guided by cryptic dreams and an old storyteller, she embarks on a dangerous quest to restore balance. Twists, ancient riddles, and mysterious encounters await as she journeys through sacred lands, facing spirits and shadows of her ancestors. The tale crescendos to a powerful resolution where Aduni must choose between sacrifice and survival. A rich blend of suspense, African spiritual wisdom, and a haunting mystery. This folktale reveals the power of respecting ancestral laws, the burden of truth, and the cost of awakening forgotten spirits. Aduni watched the old drummers from the shadows, her heart racing with a curiosity she had never spoken aloud. The tales had always intrigued her, of the drum hidden in the Shrine of Echoes that must never be beaten, for it held a sound not meant for mortal ears. Her father, the village elder, had forbidden even its mention. But as dusk fell and the annual drum festival began, her feet took her where they shouldn't. The shrine was cold, the air thick with silence. And there it was, the forbidden drum, silent but powerful, like it waited for her. She stood before it, trembling, her fingers itching. What harm could one beat do? As she struck it once, the sound didn't echo. It consumed the air. Every torch flickered. Far off dogs howled. And in her ears a whisper. "You've awakened me." The next morning, Aduni awoke to the sound of screaming. The maize fields had turned to ash. A strange silence hovered over the village, punctuated only by the flapping of vultures overhead. No one understood why. No rain had fallen in weeks, but this was different. The earth felt cursed. Aduni said nothing. Her chest tightened. Could the drum be responsible? But that was just legend, wasn't it? That night she had a dream. She stood on a mountain of bones, and the drum played itself. A shadowed figure approached, its eyes like burning coals. It whispered again. Blood must balance the beat. 3 children went missing the next day. When they returned, they spoke no words, eyes hollow, souls gone. Mothers wailed, elders consulted Ifa priests, but no solution came. The village knew then, something had been disturbed. Aduni watched them and saw herself. Her guilt grew heavier with each breath. Still, fear kept her quiet. Mid-video question. If you were Aduni, would you confess or keep quiet, knowing the truth could bring more harm or maybe save lives? Desperate, Aduni visited Erodin, the blind storyteller who once spoke to gods. "You played the drum of Olagbon," he murmured. "It was sealed for a reason." He told her a secret tale. Olagbon, the god of justice, was betrayed by men who twisted his wisdom. His spirit was locked in the drum to contain his rage. Only a descendant of the betrayers could awaken him, and only she could put him back. Aduni's bloodline was cursed. She was that descendant. She sought cleansing from the river priestess, but the river had dried. The priestess wept. "You have been marked, Aduni. Even the river rejects you." As she dipped her fingers in the dust, a voice echoed again. "Balance or burn." Aduni realized the village's fate was bound to her silence. That night, the spirits visited her. Shadows danced in her hut. They demanded justice. Aduni packed a calabash, her father's staff, and the old tales Erodin had told. Her journey would take her to the Mount of Memory, where spirits remembered the sins of bloodlines. As she entered the forest of forgotten names, the trees whispered. At night, voices mocked her. "Daughter of betrayal, thief of silence." She reached the mount. There sat the Keeper of Bones, a spirit that remembered every betrayal in history. He asked her riddles, and for each wrong answer, a memory was taken. She answered the final one with tears. What must be broken to heal the
What's
soul?
this?
She whispered. Pride. He let her pass. One more beat shall end it all, or doom it. Back at the shrine, Aduni stood before the drum. She wept, knowing what must be done. She struck it again. The earth trembled. A shadow rose, and Olagbon stood, tall, regal, vengeful. But she bowed, offering her life to restore balance. He touched her head. You bear truth. You shall live. Rain fell for the first time in months. Children laughed. The fields turned green. The silent children sang again. Aduni returned, weary but alive. The village celebrated her. Protector, savior, bridge between gods and men. Years passed. Aduni became the new storyteller. She taught the young to respect silence and understand why some stories are whispered. The drum was sealed again. But this time a story was left with it, for when the next Aduni is born. The moral lesson of this story is that some rules aren't made to bind us, but to protect us from the echoes of the past. To see how this story unfolds, like, share and subscribe to the channel, and write where you are watching from. Only on African Tales by DeFlores. Thank you.